Anong oras na check?
It is
Exactly.
8:29.
You have
Wow!
exactly 30
Galing
seconds.
check Usually, on the average, anong oras tayo,
8:33.
Sige, wag mo nang sagutin.
Inuubos niya yung oras.
Sige na, wag
Sorry.
mo na.
Showboating.
Hindi,
Okay.
joke lang.
Oy,
sige na.
tinuro mo kasi sa akin yung term.
Hindi, go. Question.
Yun nga, it used to be free. I remember nung mga
Yeah.
What are we
when,
talking
20 plus ako. Matagal na. You could
When
go.
it was under DepEd
Nag-change
pa.
kasi.
When
No,
it
because,
was under DepEd.
Yes. There was a time wherein you can pay, you can use. You have to pay if you're not a national athlete. You pay, I can't remember, 50 or 100 pesos.
50
Tapos
pesos.
iniba, when, basta, I think under President Duterte's time, tapos naiba siya, biglang naging exclusive to elite athletes. And I also want to mention, the pandemic played a big factor because the pandemic had to restrict people going to like
Public places,
specifically dun sa
Hello,
Rizal Sport,
open
sa
air nga
Phil
yun eh.
Sports.
Open
Yes.
air nga. It was the best place to go, actually.
Oo. So,
mali.
pati, they have to schedule kasi, Ses, dahil syempre, the athletes need time. Sila yung priority. Anong time sila? Pagkasabay yung public, mahirap. So, ngayon, you mentioned, may certain time lang na pwede pumunta yung public.
Correct. 3 to 10. 3
Correct.
Hindi
p.m.
pa
to
naman
10 p.m.
nahahanay sa mga kampiyon kagaya ni General Torre, di ba? So,
Pero meron siyang time from 3 p.m. to mga 6 p.m. pwede mong jogging si Andre doon. Ng 42 kilometers sa Oval. Game.
Hamunin ko kaya si General Torre mag-jogging doon, no?
Magandang idea yan.
Maganda idea.
Bitin
Kaya
ako
sabihin niya, Andre, condition, hamunin din kita sa boxing, patay na. Kasi champion siya doon. Ano, no?
Sana maka-raise din kayo ng 20
Takbo
million
lang naman.
pesos para sa mga flood victims.
Yes,
oh,
yes,
sige,
yes.
mag-raise ka ng funds.
Go, Andre!
Sa takbuhan, kaya yan. Kasi nagja-jogging naman si General Torre. But yeah, it's a good development. Nabanggit nyo, it's not just the Phil Sports Arena, but also Rizal and the one in Baguio as well. So, maganda yon kasi, yun nga, every citizen, every Filipino can practice there. Kasi malaking bagay. I just want to mention again, iba kasi yun sa track, it's softer than yung pavement.
The surface is different.
Tsaka madaling sukatin, di ba? Kung naka 1 km ka na or nag 1 mile ka
Yes, kasi sa ganun 400
Ano pala
meters.
yung ballpen ko? May sulat ba? Anyway, maganda yung focus ng gobyerno sa sports.
Naman.
Maganda na nasali yun sa SONA kasi
Yes.
minsan parang nasasantabi lang. And that's where we're making waves internationally. Di ba?
And di ba yun yung one thing that can
the health.
unify a country?
Yes, and
Yes.
That was it, Nelson
always
Mandela.
support the Filipino
Correct.
athlete.
And that's where we're good. That's where we can
Yes.
excel.
Oh, Gilas Filipinas.
Anong
Yes.
meron?
Right now.
Oo, tinambakan na kahapon.
Ayan, 8:32 na. Ang
Ayan
ganda
na.
kasi.
Tawang-tawa ako sa We're on Time. We're on time, Mrs. But we do love listening to you guys. We always appreciate everything that you report on.
We had Justice Ascuna. We were
Yes.
also excited to pick his brain.
Yes. And great show naman talaga. Sabi ko, ganun talaga sa hard news, kahit 1 hour pa yan, nakakabitin talaga.
Sige,
Sa
sige,
tawag
guys.
ng yes. Okay
And
na,
just
thank
like
you.
that, 8:32 na naman.
Yes, thank you once again. Big story, great show, primetime newscast on One News. Ses Trilon, Sean Yao, and Pauline Versosa, maraming salamat. On our show, we've got Chris Paul on his return to the Los Angeles Clippers. Plus, fit na fit. Luka Doncic showing off his incredible fitness transformation this offseason.
Sabi nyo, out of shape eh.
Ayan,
tuloy.
yan.
And we have the aftermath of last night's Gilas Filipinas comeback win over the Macau Black Bears.
More on that in just a bit. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Liton-Calo.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leads it. Victor Moves puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, look out! Stuck in another one. Bacunas rejecting Estevo for the
Let's start the show with a point guard, Chris Paul, as he is all set to run it back with the Los Angeles Clippers. CP3 had his first press conference and signing that one-year deal to reunite with the Clips. And it was a heartwarming homecoming. too, with a large crowd welcoming the veteran guard. Paul spoke about his intentions as to why he decided ultimately to return to LA. CP3 previously played for the Clips from 2011 to 2017 as a floor general during the franchise's very famous Lob City era.
It was a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer. I actually did an interview before this, and I was talking about how when you're in this lifestyle or world for a while, it's a lot of people who will try to tell your story for you. And so, you know, I was actually on vacation with my family, and you see all the stories, people saying, he only go here if he's starting or if he's doing this. I think for me, the gratitude that I have for being able to play as long as I've had, you know, I think the easiest decision in this sitting right here is my family. You know, it's getting a chance to be around them and be around a lot more and get a chance to compete and play for a championship. If I'm really honest, I wanted to get back and play here by any means necessary, right? I didn't even care what the team looked like. I just want to be home, be here with the Clippers. And to tell you, man, I'm just so excited about the moves that the team has made this offseason, right? And Brad coming to the team, Brooke Lopez, all the young guys. I talked to James, I talked to Kawhi, you know, and I'm even more excited about what I think we have a chance to do.
Chris Paul is set to enter his 21st NBA season. He had hinted at this being his final year in an interview with sports journalist Jamil Hill earlier this offseason. During his press conference today, the 12-time All-Star was asked about a possible farewell campaign before heading into retirement. But CP3 seemed to be more positive as he leaned towards keeping things going. Paul also expressed excitement over representing the 40-something crowd as he suits up for the Clippers anew. CP3 is expected to play a supporting role this time around in LA, behind fellow big names such as James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and Bradley Beal.
I'm just in it, to tell you the truth. I'm still in it, right? Day in and day out, enjoying it, right? Because like I said, you live and you learn not to take things for granted. I was home this morning, and tell you the truth, my wife and my kids probably tired of me already, because ever since I got the news, every time we home, I'm just jumping around talking about I'm home. But I got a chance to lift weights this morning with my son, my daughter. We just came from an AAU tournament for her. So anybody here that got pets, family, anything like that, sometimes it's just nice to be in your people's space, right? No matter if you talking, matter if you watching TV or anything like that. So it's just been really cool to be around my family and know that the countdown hasn't started for me to leave again. And so I think that's what I'm most happy and thinking about right now. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Like I said, it's a lot of gratitude or whatnot to still get a chance to play at this age or whatnot. But I've always believed in keep stacking days, right? And that you just have to show up every single day. So that's what I plan on bringing to this team, is that no matter, you know, you never get too high, never get too low. You know, my role on this team is obviously different than it's been the past 20 years being in the NBA, but showing up every day, if I can show some of the guys what it looks like every day to clock in and clock out, I'm excited for it.
Happy for CP3. Meanwhile, from one LA superstar to another, specifically the Lakers' Luka Doncic. I'm sure you've seen it on social media. And to put it in simplest terms, one of the reasons why he was traded last season was because he had gotten too thick or fat. And that might have given him enough motivation to stay in better shape this offseason. In an interview with New York-based magazine Men's Health, Luka and his trainer, Hans Masek, shared that he has been doing two-a-day workouts in Croatia that almost began immediately after the Lakers lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round of the playoffs last April. Luka also followed a gluten-free, low-sugar diet while consuming at least 250 grams of protein a day. The 26-year-old superstar himself said this summer was a little bit different and that it motivated him to be even better. But don't call him an intra boy because the five-time All-Star isn't stopping anytime soon. He says, if I stop now, it was all for nothing. Recent reports have said Doncic is expected to sign a 4-year contract extension with the Lakers when he becomes eligible in August. So we were talking about it, Check. And ginalit nila si Luka. Dahil pang nagsasabi, oh yan ha, Nico Harrison ha.
They poked the bear
Yeah.
again. I don't know why they keep doing this.
Remember, you were mentioning Tyrese Haliburton.
Tyrese Haliburton. They
Over-
poked the bear.
And now Luka Doncic. And we were telling Audie, our floor director, they have the best nutritionists,
Yeah.
the best training facilities, the best food available. So, you know, and by the way, he was listed 6'6" and 230 pounds. Thank you for this, our producers. Last season, so that's 230 pounds at 6'6". And reports say that he's lost check about 200. Not 200. Grabe naman, malnourished na yon. 20 pounds lang. 30 pounds na lang siya. Sorry, from 230 to 210 pounds. So talagang fit.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I know he was in the Yankee Stadium recently, and then I think there was a
With Air
baseball.
Judge, yeah.
And then someone, I think Kay, one of the commentators,
Go
said,
ahead,
well, we don't know if he's ever going to get in shape. You should mail them a copy of the Men's Health magazine. And Luka's response, though,
Yeah.
they probably saw it. I don't have to worry about that. Done.
Mic drop. But you know, I'm sure LA fans, Laker fans, to be specific, just very, very excited. And there was even, sabi niya pa nga di ba, yung vertical leap, he hasn't tried, pero he thinks it's higher than his rookie year. So kabahan na, di ba? Imagine, he was out of shape, he was already an all-star, first team All-NBA, ano pa ngayon?
Either way, great job. We always love to see healthy athletes
yes.
out there. So
yes.
looking forward to seeing Luka in the upcoming NBA season.
Scary.
And coming up, more basketball. Find out what Gilas Filipinas had to say after stealing a win against the Macau Black Bears in their send-off match last night. That's next on Play by Play right here on One News.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play by Play only on One News. Gilas Filipinas heads to the FIBA Asia Cup on a high after scoring a huge comeback win in their send-off match last night. The national men's basketball team rose from being 21 points down to beat the visiting Macau Black Bears here at home at the Big Dome, Smart Araneta Coliseum, 103-98. Imagine that. A tune-up game began with a guest squad, Macau Black Bears dominating Gilas behind a barrage of long bombs. But come the third quarter, the Philippine team tightened the screws on defense and they came storming back. Justin Brownlee having a game-high 32 points, grabbing 15 rebounds and also dishing out 5 assists. St. Dwight Ramos also showed out, tallying 19 markers, 4 boards, and 6 dimes. AJ Edu and Kevin Kimbao adding 15 and 14 points, respectively. Their joint effort made up for the absences of Junmar Fajardo, Kai Soto, and Calvin Oftana. Soto had already been ruled out of the FIBA Asia Cup because of his knee injury. And Oftana may miss the tournament too due to an ankle injury that he suffered in the PBA Philippine Cup playoffs. Ramos and Edu say they are ready to step up and fill in for their injured teammates. The FIBA Asia Cup will take place in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia from August 5 to 17.
Yeah, I mean, the first half, maybe we were just trying to catch our first win. For the second half, we did what we were supposed to do and, played a lot better. Hopefully, in the FIBA Asia Cup, we could do it for 40 minutes. Just the fact that we've been together a lot already, and, it's really fun being around the guys. So that camaraderie that we have on and off the court, it makes it really fun, and we always want to come back and keep going with you.
Kai's my guy, so to have him out is really tough. But we all have to step up, and I have a part of that as well, but everyone does. So I think it motivates us to want to make up, for his absence as a team together. I think we've just been focused on the tournament ahead. We can't look back. Kai's out right now. He will be back, but right now we got to focus on what we can do in the tournament without him, and we'll do our best.
Meantime, we're diving into something a little different, check, but just as competitive. And you love this, the world of tabletop gaming.
That's right, and this is not just any game. We're talking about Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, or AOS, and the Philippines will compete in an international tournament in Bangkok, Thailand in August. Joining us today is Joseph Garay, representing the Philippines in the AOS team. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Play by Play. I
First
love
time, yes.
that
Oh.
you
Yes,
brought
first time.
this with you.
Lapit
Yes,
natin dito kay
okay.
Cheska. She's just so excited.
Of course.
So for those wondering, anong sport yan? Bakit may mga
Okay.
laruan? No, first of all, it's called competitive Warhammer.
Yes.
You said tabletop.
Okay.
So these are...
Those are miniatures, those are models.
Yes.
So it's a Warhammer, Age of Sigmar is a war game. So
Yes.
two players are sort of facing each other and they're fielding like different armies and they all have different and unique abilities, right? So it's just a bunch of people and the miniatures that they place on the board, and then we're just basically competing for more points.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to let us know exactly what Warhammer Age of Sigmar is in terms of, because let's say for people like me, I'm more
Yeah.
familiar with Warhammer Space Marines,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
video
yeah.
game. And of course, hello Henry Cavill.
Yes,
we know.
of course. We all know.
But how does one, get to play this? It's a tabletop game. It's kind of a board game. Where can people find this? Where is it available if they want to get started?
Yeah, for sure. The easiest way to get into this is to really just go to their local game store that stocks Warhammer, and they can just ask the store owner, and then they can ask for a demo, and I'm sure the store owner is going to be available, or they're going to find someone who is going to be able to teach them the game.
How did you get into it?
Oh, well, I got into it because of a friend. A lot of people get into it because of a friend.
Joe, kwento mo, no? I was asking him, check. Sabi ko, kasi a lot of people have been playing it for years, and you know this. Si Joe, guys, part of the Philippine team, pero 3 years ka palang naglalaro nito.
Yeah, so...
And ang galing niya. Oh.
Yeah, so Age of Sigmar has been a system for many, many years, and a lot of the people from my team, Team Philippines, have played for a lot longer than I have. But I was, nabudol ako ng friend ko to play, and then...
Naghahanap ng kalaro.
Yeah, and then it was just a slippery slope from there, and then suddenly now I'm just here, now
And then
I'm
you
like,
realize,
You're
galing
good.
ko pala dito.
okay,
ah.
I can do something here. Yeah, for sure. There was the tournament that was earlier this year, the Wartilio GT. It was the biggest Warhammer Age of Sigmar tournament here in the Philippines. It was an entire 2-day event, and I placed second from there.
Galing.
Yeah. So
And Joe, maraming pumupunta, no? Thousands, di ba? Yung mga, who also go and watch.
Well,
Yeah.
the Warhammer Age of Sigmar's competitive scene is very wide, no? And it's also like a lot of
Yes,
players
yes.
from like Europe,
Yes.
and there are events like Age of Sigmar Worlds. But what we're going to next August is going to be the Asia Pacific Regionals.
And how are you preparing for that tournament? Kasi is there a particular strategy, training routine? Dahil sabi mo nga, Asia Pacific, so iba-ibang from different countries you'll be facing. Mga magagaling na talaga yan.
Yes, yes. Team Thailand is like hosted a tournament, and then the top players from that tournament is going to the event. So all of the countries are going there. Vietnam, China, Australia, New Zealand. All of them are fielding their best players, and they're all going to go to this entire 3-day event, August 8 to 10, and really preparing for it. It's a lot of playing. It's a lot of playing. It's a lot of playing different armies, different facing different opponents, you know, facing with different armies. So it's a lot about the matchups, because of course some matchups are better for some armies compared to others. So it's a lot of that. It's a lot of like testing which matchups are the best.
Sorry, check, pasok lang ako. Kasi parang chess to. And check, you've played a game like this before. Ako,
We're on video games.
Ako, I admit hindi. Kasi sa Magic, yung Magic Gathering
Yeah.
cards, pero ganun din yun. It's a strategic game. So ikaw, ano yung strategy mo? What is your army? Kasi, di ba, iba-iba yan eh. Yung kumbaga, it's a different, if you call that different theme, different na attack, points of attack. So ikaw, paano ka?
Well, a lot of if you're going to be playing in a team tournament, which where we're playing, because usually there are singles tournaments, so those are just like players that are trying to get as many points and as many wins as possible. So let's say, for example, for Magic, like Standard, right? You try to get as many wins. But for a team tournament, it's different. It's the captains face each other, and then they draft like matchups against each other. So that's where the sort of strategy for teams tournament makes it a bit more competitive and more high effort, because we have to think about, which matchups are we playing, which matchups are we likely going to be pit up against, how are we going to fight the others, and like how are we going to score points, because ultimately Warhammer is just about like scoring a lot of points, right? So we're just really trying to figure out those particular dynamics, and it's a dice game, so we roll a lot of dice in order to see if like some abilities go off, and because of that dice game, there's a lot of probability. So trying to weigh that probability so that it favors more towards us, and then trying to get as many points as possible, as I said,
Okay, I love how you're so passionate about this. It's so infectious. But yeah, how can our viewers support you and the team, and where can they watch exclusive content about your journey?
Yes, well, please support us. We are Team Philippines AOS, and and thank you so much for having me here. And you can support us by just going and supporting our pages, but also you can definitely watch all of the exclusive shorts and videos in Filipinas Live.
Galing, sobrang passionate, sabi mo.
I love it.
Nabubudol na nga ako, konti na lang eh.
Maraming stores. Do you want to go? Do you want to come play?
Magastos ba yan?
No, we can get you. We can get you a sample.
But linawin lang natin, it's like chess nga, so strategic yan. Hindi yan, kasi akala ko, parang, hindi gaganon.
No.
Sisirain
Ay,
yan.
sorry. Uy, sinira na ka ni Odi, ba't wala na yung pakpak?
Okay.
Ako na bahala
Thank
sa
you
nasira
so
ng
much,
Odi na.
Joseph, for joining us. And of course, best of luck to Team Philippines
Yes,
in
good luck.
Bangkok.
Yes.
Woo!
Coming up next, NBA star Tyrese Haliburton scores the biggest yes of his life. We tell you more about Hallie's engagement and the special spot where he proposed. Play-by-play will be right back right here on One News. Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. The Zeus Coffee Thunderbells play spoiler on the final day of PVL On Tour preliminaries. The Thunderbells pulled off a thrilling 5-set win over the Cherry Tigo Crossovers at the Candon City Arena in Ilocos Sur. Final score 19-25, 25-22, 18-25, 25-19, and 15-6. With Zeus Coffee's win, Cherry Tigo was denied an outright quarterfinal spot. Setter Cloan Mondoñedo was named player of the game after dishing out 36 excellent sets. The Thunderbells now await the loser of the ongoing Petrogas Choco Mucho match in the knockout play-in. The Crossovers will face the Galleries Tower High-Risers in their own do-or-die assignment. The Creamline Cool Smashers and Signal HD Spikers have already locked up the 2 outright quarterfinal slots in Pool B.
We mentioned this earlier. Gilas Filipinas won a comeback yesterday. It was an exhibition game, but was sent off. But still, big win against the Macau Black Bears. And now let's feature the highlights. It happened at the Big Dome last night at the Smart Naganata Coliseum. St. Dwight to Kiambao to Brownlee using the left. Plus the foul that was early in the first quarter where Gilas was trailing here 13-2. But what a run, of course, KQ, we know about his basketball IQ and his passing. That was a good fast break opportunity for Gilas, ending with Brownlee getting the foul, the basket to go. JB popping off this game with a game-high 32 points, also grabbing 15 rebounds and dishing out 5 assists. Okay, on to the next one. Let's go. How about here's Newsom for 3. No, he gets his own miss. Off to AJ Edu. Nice to have the big man back for Gilas. This, of course, this big man, bright future for a national team. Remember, he did so well at the World Cup when we hosted it. And Edu just cutting, good pass from New. They were trailing here in the first half. At that point, double digits. Didn't matter. The crowd loving every second. And Edu, by the way, provided a lot of dunks in this game. Edu coming off several injuries, still doing that. Whew. To be young and athletic. Well, more AJ Edu on this next play. Roll it. We go to the Black Bears side. Good defense by CJ Perez. And then it will be stolen away by Gilas. Perez off to Edu. Now here's New on the run. Newsom. Gilas down by 7. Good cut again by Edu. Good recognition by Brownlee. I like that combo a lot. Brownlee finding the young gun. AJ Edu, the young big, just cutting. Look at that. Leaving his defender. Edu, 15 points. 3 rebounds this game. Whew. Even more Edu on this next one. AJ Edu fever at the Big Dome last night. Here's Newsom. In the third quarter we go. 4 minutes remaining. Edu off to Brownlee. Back to AJ Edu for the slam. And Quentin Melioro Brown, a former UP Fighting Maroon, maybe he wishes to be on Gilas' side. Here's Meliora. Brown gets blocked on the other end by St. Dwight. A lot of signs, by the way, nakikita natin. Ako, may nakita ako. Nakalagay nun, I love you, Papa Dwight. So baka nakatulong yun kay Dwight Ramos na motivate si St. Dwight. But good defensive end. It started on the offensive end there with Edu. And then punctuating with Dwight Ramos blocking QMB on the other end. Edu, as we said, had 15 points. Ramos, meanwhile, that's his only block off the game. But he had 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists, plus 2 steals. Okay, lastly, let's go to Justin Brownlee. Justin Noit, be back with this one. Off the inbounds, Brownlee has it. Puts it up for 3. Down it goes, under 2, dagger. They were up at that point by 4, extending it with that 3 from Brownlee. 101-94, extending that to 7. Remember, Gilas again climbing, being down by a lot, and comeback win, 103-98, climbing out of a 21-point hole. Imagine that. Taktak tayo ng 21, di ba? And then, kahit nga tayo, sabi ng mga tao dito, "Oy, boss, lamang na yung sa Gilas." Talaga, di makapaniwala, but what a win. Big W before they head to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for the FIBA Asia Cup. Gilas in Group D, by the way, with Chinese Taipei, New Zealand, and Iraq. The tournament will happen from August 5th to 17th. Cheska?
And before we go, Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Haliburton gets a ring this year one way or another. We want to congratulate Hallie and longtime partner Jay Jones for their engagement. Hallie chose a meaningful location to propose, Iowa State University, where they first met 6 years ago as student athletes. Haliburton was hooping at the time while Jones was a cheerleader. The couple just celebrated their 6th anniversary last April. In a post, Haliburton wrote, quote, "The place where our story started and where our next chapter begins." Jones had a post of her own where she called their love 1 in a million. Hallie will now be busy rehabbing his torn Achilles and planning his wedding.
Always happy, Tyrese Haliburton. I have a lot, my feelings for this guy. He's my boy. I was rooting for him ever since his Iowa days, and then Sacramento Kings drafted him. I have a lot of his rookie cards. Happy for him, and long-time girlfriend niya. So,
Yes.
diba? Baka mauna pa ako
Students pa.
makasal nito eh. Pero dami namang pere. Ako nag-iipon. Diba? Intindihin mo na lang, Chick.
Wala na nga ako sinasabi.
Sali ako sa competitive Warhammer. Ikaw is sponsor ko.
Defensive bigla. I wasn't even saying anything.
I can see it in your eyes. It's 9:02. That's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow. I can see you giggling. Peripheral vision ka. 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of today's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News. That's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Filipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Liton-Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.